Welcome back to the Girl Out of Order podcast. This is a special unplanned episode because I am just day 5 after my major hysterectomy that I had on August 5th. And I wanted to hop in here and just share some insights I've had over the last couple days of rest and reflection. Yeah, maybe a little bit of pain meds, but I joke. But honestly, I really feel compelled to share not only my journey of what I've gone through with my hysterectomy and everything leading up to it. I know I've been sharing a little bit here and there, but what I really wanted to share is just some insights that I've had about coming out of the haze and the reflections that I've had. I hope will help somebody and in their journey, or maybe somebody is going through a major life event, especially when it comes to our health. It really causes you to go to your literal and figurative knees and causes you to look at what's really truly important. And so I'm hopping in here today with an episode I'm calling Coming Out of the Haze, because the haze is starting to lift and I've really had a beautiful experience, to be honest, and I wanted to share that with you. So thank you for going on this journey with me. Before I dive into the episode, I did want to just ask you, if you haven't already joined the Girl Out of Order Facebook community, hop on in there. We have an amazing and growing community of incredible women that are devoted not only to their own growth, but devoted to being part of a community of women that not only accept who they are, but look to build bridges among all other women. And who doesn't need that right now in our crazy world? So come on in and join us. We would love to have you. There's lots of special things that are going to be happening starting in the month of September when I've got on the other side of my healing. And I can't wait to share that all with you. So, coming out of the haze, I don't know if you can relate, but I suspect that the vast majority of people listening can relate to something that happens in your life that just knocks you back, takes the wind out of you, really causes you to have to pivot or readjust, or maybe drop some expectations that you had for how things were going to happen, how things were going to unfold. And that's been me. That's been this year. I had started off this year like I was shot out of a freaking cannon. I mean, things were just going and rolling and exciting. And my word for the year was, this is my year to ascend. And I still firmly believe that 2024 is my year to ascend. And it's taken some detours. I've had some things happen in my life, happen for me, that have taken things in a different trajectory, caused me to hit the pause on some things. I've talked a lot about the power of the pause, and I am experiencing such a beautiful gift right now in this season of pausing. And you might be thinking, okay, how are you pausing and resting and healing when you're sitting here recording a podcast? Well, because I love you and I love this community, and part of my healing is continuing to live into who I know I am. And that is a woman who shows up real, raw, and frankly in state. My last episode I recorded in the Las Vegas airport because I was so overcome with emotion about what I had experienced at the True Voice intensive with my True Legacy Collective sisters. And it opened my eyes to the fact that sometimes we just have to show up as we are. And that's where the true magic happens. That's where we get some of our best insights. I don't have a real roadmap for this episode today. I just wanted to share with you because I don't know what you might be going through. But if you're going through anything in life that has taken you off the track you thought you were on, or has caused you to have to pause, or has caused you to have to maybe stop in the direction you were headed, I see you. I hear you and I am you. I've had 2 friends of mine tell me they've been diagnosed with cancer just in the last couple weeks. Sisters, life is precious. Life is a gift. And it's okay that life is freaking hard sometimes, and it's okay to feel all of those emotions, because that's what I'm feeling right now. And it's not the pain meds. It's not the pain. It's the fact that I gave myself the gift of pausing in the hustle and bustle and pushing and straining for my goals. I listened to my body signals. I listened to my spirit's messages that said, girl, you got to take a breather. And you see, it's in those breathers, in those moments of resting, in those moments of pausing and reflecting, that I'm finding new inspiration. And I'm deepening my connection, not only to myself, but to some sisters that I may not have even had time for or made time for. Probably more the latter, right? Because do we have time for what's important? Of course we do. But do we make time for what's important? That's where sometimes we just miss the mark. And so it's really a brief message today. I don't have a lot of woo insights, but I wanted to hop in your ears, to hop into your minds, to give you just some things to think about. Are there signals right now that you're receiving in your life for ways that you might need to pause? Are there signals that you're receiving from your bodies, sisters, that you're not listening to? Ways that you know you need to take better care of yourself because your body is telling you to slow down. Or and your body is saying you need to get moving. You see, I expected this aftermath of my hysterectomy to be really, really hard. I had heard some, I don't want to call them horror stories because I don't want to give it more power than it needs, but I had heard so many stories about you're going to be so debilitated, you won't be able to get up, you're going to be stuck in bed. I mean, I've got a bed. I'm staring at this bed I set up in my office, thinking I wouldn't even be able to go upstairs, thinking that I wouldn't be able to function, scared that I wouldn't be able to even wash myself or go for a walk for half a block. And yes, I'm exhausted. The surgery is no joke. And I didn't have the non-invasive surgery I'd hoped for. I had the non-invasive surgery, plus I also got cut open. So it's a major healing. And what is true is I took very good care of myself physically. I stuck to my routines in the mornings. I exercised almost every single day. And my nurses in the hospital said to me that they were so pleasantly surprised by how quickly I was healing. And they attributed it to the fact that I take good care of myself. And this is not to toot my own horn. This is to provide some inspiration to you, sister. Are you listening to your body? Is she telling you she needs you to move more? Get to the gym, go for the walk, hire the trainer, do the meditations, stretch. I mean, I've got an amazing couple of interviews coming up in the next 2 weeks after this. And one of them in particular talks a lot about midlife and building muscle mass and taking care of ourselves, because when cancer strikes, or you have the hysterectomy, or you have an injury, you're going to recover so much more quickly if you're in shape, or you take care of yourself, or you're healthy. You owe it to yourself, sister, to get up and move, to connect with her, because she's serving you. Your body is serving you. She loves you. She's working really hard to give you a beautiful life. So please listen to her signals. Is there something in your life right now that your spirit is telling you needs to go? Is there something you've been pushing towards, trying to make happen, but you can feel that you're just going against the grain? Well, during this time of rest and reflection, I've given some thought to some commitments I've made and whether or not they are truly serving me, and whether or not they're actually aligned with where I want to go for my entirety of my life, not just for my business, not just for my mission, not for my family, but my totality of who I am and what I value and who I want in my life, sometimes these moments of pause, this coming out of the haze, means a pruning needs to happen. So is that you? Is there a pruning that might need to happen? Are there relationships that might need to wrap up? I don't know what it is for you, but for me, there's commitments that I've been considering making that I'm considering pulling back from because they're not aligned and because they're taking so much energy from relationships that are very important to me. So when you have these times in your life where you are brought to your proverbial knees, use that time to reflect. Use that time to put everything that you're committing to through the filter of what's truly important and what's truly serving you. Because when you come out of the haze of whatever you're going through, whatever trial that you might be experiencing, you want to be discerning about what you keep and what you let go. Because sometimes the things that we let go are really, really great things, but it's just not the right timing. That's some of what I'm reflecting on right now. And this pausing has been such a gift. This forced rest, because girl, if you know anything about me, you know I'm a busy gal. And I'm not busy because I just want to be busy, but I'm busy because I live life to the fullest. I'm energetic. I love to exercise. I've got great friendships. I'm serving in this mastermind and being in connection with incredible women and taking adventures. And sometimes you just got to pause and rest, and then you get clarity. So what do you need to get clear on today? Are there things you need to let go of? Because it's the weekend before my last child starts her last year in high school. And I know these are crazy time for you mamas out there. Boy, oh boy. And I look back sometimes and I think I have no idea how I ever did the back to school with 4 kids. Man, there must have been 10 of me. Just making appointments for one kid who's almost an adult is so tiring. So I honor you, and I know this is a busy time. So maybe, just maybe, you can look ahead to when they get on that bus or they get in that car and they go off to school, and you can take the collective breath and do some reflection. So maybe it's not a big trauma. Maybe it's just a milestone, or maybe it's just a transition. But get intentional. Use this as a time to make some decisions about your time. Be discerning, be wise, and be kind to yourself. For me, I'm going to keep on in the business of healing. Hysterectomies are no joke. If you've been through it, I would love to hear your experience, because I know these next couple weeks are going to be kind of potentially strange with the hormones. So please hit me up in my DMs. I'd love to hear your advice. I'm open to all the tips. I'd love to hear the real, raw, honest stories about how this journey goes for people. So please let me know. If you're going through a time of transition, a time of trials, a time of challenge, I also want to hear that. Please let me know. My DMs are always available. I'm literally sitting around right now loving to connect with some women. Please connect with me. I would love to hear from you. Next week, we are going to hear from the amazing Adrienne Cotton. She is a midlife goddess who has incredible energy and enthusiasm and a zest for life that I deeply admire. And I cannot wait till you hear from her next week. In the meantime, please join our Facebook community. September, I'm going to be shot out of a cannon. There are some really exciting things coming. I'm finally turning the corner on this little challenge in my life, and I cannot wait for all that is coming. Thank you for your love and your support and your encouragement. What would bless me the most is if you take this little itty bitty podcast today and use it as an inspiration for you to do some rest, and reflection, and maybe make some choices for where you want to put your energy, for what matters most. So when you come out of the haze, whatever that haze may be, you too can be shot out of a cannon, and only putting your energy into what absolutely is aligned and matters most. I love you so much. We're in this together, and please join us next week. Adrienne Cotton is going to blow your mind. Until next time, keep being an amazing girl out of order.